All right, my friends, welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm pretty excited today. We just got the newest AMD Adrenaline software update. We now have access to Hypr-RX with this build. So I've been sitting here all giddily testing out these games for for a little while now. I tried to record some of them. I wasn't being able to get my voice in there. Like Cyberpunk, some of that stuff. I'm still working on some videos for you, but I was just on Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn. I uploaded a video a little bit earlier, and it was 8K, but I kept saying 6K, so don't worry about that. So I'm getting 8K at 60 frames a second, downsampling that to my 4K screen with HDR now not making the recording like completely pitch black. This is incredible. Like, I'm very happy with this driver update. I don't know, I haven't tried to record HDR for a while, but I noticed it when I was recording a Spider-Man video. I looked at it and I was like, wait a minute, HDR is on. And I was like, oh well, I'll just leave it on. And then when I went back and I watched the recording, the HDR was there, but my voice wasn't there. And oh my gosh, it just looked so incredible on my 4K screen. So I might upload that Spider-Man video, or I might just make a whole brand new one. Now that I've got my voice working again, that is in the Horizon Zero Dawn video, so you'll be able to see that. Hopefully you guys watch that. This is pretty cool, man. Like, I'm pretty excited about Hypr-RX. Now is what this does is it well, when FSR 3 like frame generation comes out, you'll be able to enable the anti-lag plus, anti-lag whatever. You'll be able to do it without using upscaling as well. But for the most part, when I was playing around with some of these games, like with the controller, and I'm trying to feel, like any type of lag. There's also another way for us to be able to check the lag too in this software. I've only been home for a couple hours, so I haven't had a whole lot of time to like really dig into this, but I think this is significant enough that people want to hear about this. You got the launch of the 7700 XT out today. You have the launch of the 7800 XT out today. I did watch a few of those benchmarks, and overall they're looking pretty good. To me, they look pretty good. I personally I'm at this point with PC gaming that I'm pretty much like going exclusive AMD for at least the time being. I don't know if I'm going to waste my time really going with an Nvidia graphics card again. Like, I just don't see a need. The performance and everything that I'm getting right now, even at 4K, even at 1440p with this 7900 XT, I'm pretty happy with that for the most part. So I'm probably just gonna stick with AMD. I am. I just don't care about the whole hamster wheel thing with Nvidia. Like, I don't care to be a part of that. And when I see a product like the 7800 XT come out, knowing that this card is designed for 1440p, and they say that, they're like, look man, this card is designed for 1440p, and then I look at that and I'm like, okay man, that makes sense. You want a high quality 1440p card. It's going to give you the 16 gigs of VRAM. You'll be able to utilize that and pretty much have an experience that I don't think is going to waver too much throughout this console generation. Like, I just don't feel... And I mean, like, you can look at Nvidia and you could be like, yeah, like the new cards they brought out, they pretty much give you an experience. Like, if you think about it, really, for like the gaming market, for the 4080, that is pretty much technically their 4K card offering. I mean, it technically is. If you go down that I mean, like, the 4090 is just like the brute force of the deal. I was a little bit overzealous, in some of my earlier talking points toward this card. Oh, like, I get that Nvidia is the best, and I get that their DLSS and all of this stuff and all of their fancy features are like really, really cool and forward thinking. Like, I get that. But in my eyes, as a gamer, as somebody that just wants to play games and not have to worry too much about all of that stuff, I feel like I fit in nicely with AMD. So I feel like I'm just going to use AMD exclusively. Like, I personally have no problem with that. To be completely honest with you, I don't have a problem with that. And I feel like if this channel, if I just focus on AMD, that will give me a lot. That will give me a way to get better and kind of help build the channel around like Xbox and AMD. Well, console gaming and AMD, I mean, like PlayStation will be there, but I mean with a more focus on like the Xbox side of things, the PlayStation side of things, the AMD graphics card type of things. I might actually, and the reason why I'm thinking this is because I'm actually considering picking up like a 7800 XT, a 7700 XT, and a 7600 XT, and then getting, instead of building like an Nvidia thing, I don't even care about Nvidia that much, but I want to build like a test bench, have it sitting over here, build up a test bench. I've got enough room over there. I could probably put my little fight stick away. I'll be using that for Mortal Kombat here pretty soon. But if I build a test bench and I have these different graphics cards, then I'll be able to make, content and help people find a way, I'll be able to help people, that are wanting to move in from Xbox over to PC or from PlayStation over to PC. I mean, this channel is still, technically a console channel, and I want to be able to just help people that are like, yeah, man, I just want that higher quality experience. I want to be able to help them find that at a price point that's going to be able to justify moving from the convenience of a console over to the PC space. I feel like that's a good path for this channel to go, because a lot of us, when I started this channel, I hit a lot of bumps and a lot of down the road, and it's like we all came into this console generation expecting like 4K at 60 frames a second or 120 frames and all of that, and now we're starting to see we're starting to see that dip back down into like sub 1080p, sub 60 FPS, and that's something that like I do feel like there's a lot of gamers out there like me that they love console, they love Xbox, they love PlayStation, but they also are getting older and they have enough disposable income to be like, okay, man, I want to move away. I want that 4K experience. I bought this LG C2 or this this high quality OLED TV, and I want to fully be able to utilize it. And so I feel like if I was able to help, at least shed some light on things, letting people see my experience as I transition in between consoles and PC and stuff, and help them see that experience. Because I kind of realize, and I've read some comments, that like I'm coming at like the PC thing from the wrong point of view, because I'm here buying like high-end systems, and most people aren't doing that, and so I'm kind of doing that. What was the word for that again? That elite PC or something like that. Somebody said that, and I was like, oh my gosh, man, elitism. I'm turning into an elitist. And in a way, like, I kind of do see that, since I bought this AMD card, this is the most confident I've felt towards actually being a PC gamer, to be completely honest with you. With the Nvidia cards, man, I don't know why, but they just didn't strike me as something that I needed to have. And so here's the biggest thing. This is the thing that, I think separates, this is the thing that I think separates, like the whole PC thing for me as a consumer, as a gamer, as somebody that wants to continue to like learn and get better at what I'm doing. Nvidia graphics cards, in my mind, are more designed with like certain workloads in place as well. So I mean, like you'll have different programs, different editing software, different things that are going to run and be able to, you'll be able to utilize the Nvidia cards a little bit better for those. Whereas for this community, for what I believe this community is a bunch of gamers that want to play games. I do kind of feel like AMD is that better value for you, because you're able to get that gaming experience without having to pay for the extra money to pay for those extra, that extra processing power that's used in different applications that you're probably never going to use. So the fact that you can buy an AMD card and get incredible performance at a good enough value, because think about it this way: if you were to go out right now today and buy this system that I've got right now, but slot in a 7800 XT, like you would be under, because for this one right here, for the motherboard and everything, I was about $600. I was $600 for the case, the motherboard, power supply, all of that stuff. You probably wouldn't even need this big of a power supply for 7800 XT, but I would still recommend a 1000-watt PSU, just so that going forward, you would be able to slot in whatever graphics card you wanted. Maybe a little bit more if you wanted a better motherboard, something like that. But for like the SSDs that are so cheap now, I spent, for the 4 terabyte that I got in there, like $240 or something for a 4 terabyte SSD that's a Gen 4. So I was able to put that in there. I've got, you can build this PC for a little, for probably like $1,500. You could build out a high-spec PC that's going to give you solid 1440p gaming with a 7800 XT. I mean, if you want to go Nvidia, whatever, I mean, like, you can go Nvidia, but I just kind of feel like I just kind of feel like you're going to run into some of the issues that I had, I mean, the AMD Adrenalin software is set up so much better. With this Hypr-RX, you just click one button, and it really is this simple. You click one button, and you can play whatever games. Now, there's 15 games right now out at launch that are programmed to already use it. You just click the button, load the game, and it's already set up for you. But this does work on all the other games. The only difference is you have to like set the resolution or whatever. I'm still reading up on it. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to use it for other games. But right now, it technically works across all games, and this is, from what I'm understanding, that like the anti-lag plus is only going to be available on the 7000 series cards. So that does kind of suck, man. I'm a little bit like I like the fact that AMD brings all their cards along, but locking features like the anti-lag plus to like one certain stack is kind of like, I don't know. I want to hear I want to hear the reason for it, because I still don't believe to this day that DLSS 3 is not compatible with 30 series cards. So I want to hear the reasoning behind all of this, so that we can so that I want to hear the reasoning behind this. I mean, like, everybody's out there defending Nvidia for it, like, yeah, man, they just don't have the other cards don't have the certain processors or whatever, blah blah blah. Well, I want to hear AMD's reasoning for this. Like, I do. I want to hear that. Maybe it all really does just come down to AI cores and the newer cards. But when you see the overall performance gains that you get, and I've been looking at this, man, because these upscaling tech are going to be a part of our gaming going forward. There's nothing we can do about that. Like, we are in a position, we're at a point in time now to where these different types of upscaling techniques are gonna be like forefront. Like I don't believe there's anything we're gonna be able to do to be able to fix any of this stuff, and that's kind of interesting if you know what I mean. Like, I don't feel like we're gonna be able to get away from them or separate that out. And so I wanted to be able to look at like the quality of FSR and all of that stuff, especially when the first games start rolling out that are going to enable frame generation and stuff. I want to be able to look at the overall quality, and fill the anti-lag and see how that works out on those. Now, I've got tons of games that I got to continue testing with this Hypr-RX. We got like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. We got some other stuff that are going to be able to utilize this technique. So all of the testing that I'm going to do on 4K, just because of the fact that like that's where I feel like I've got the most GPU room to try to increase the frame rates. 1440p, I don't really feel like it's really. I mean, I'll be able to get some leeway there in certain games, but I feel like 4K is going to give me the overall best results. Now, I was trying it with Cyberpunk, and I was almost 60 frames a second with all this enabled, with the FSR set in quality. So I mean, if I bump that down to performance, I could probably get over that 60 FPS. With overdrive, I was still 15, 16 frames a second. So I don't so it doesn't it did not do anything to alleviate any of that. But at the same time, I mean, maybe if I kick it down to 1080p, maybe I can get a higher frame rate, or 1440p. I haven't tried those resolutions yet, but I do plan on it, and I do plan on making some videos with and without it. But seeing as like this, it's gonna go throughout the week. I'll be trying different games, probably do one game at a time, and like try to really fully flesh that out. So alright, my friends, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hypr-RX is here, and it is pretty awesome so far. So we'll keep going with this. We'll see you guys in the next one.